High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out into talking. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Saturday night in Uniondale, it's an NYCHSFL showdown featuring the Xaverian Clippers and the St. Francis Prep Terriers. Tonight's game is sponsored by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank. Alongside Jim Pittman, I'm John Perez. Jim, it was a tough week last week for both of these squads. Let's start with Xaverian. The Clippers come in at 2-2 and a 22-9 loss on Staten Island to St. Peter's. The Clippers couldn't get much going offensively, but after a week of practice under their belt, a few adjustments, they're going to lean on their signal caller, Bobby Benoit.
Bobby Benoit has a lot of mobility. You'll see him run the option. He uses his legs to get out of trouble. And the thing I like about him, he can roll to his right or left and throw on the run.
One thing to keep an eye on for Benoit is how his size deals with the tough front line for St. Francis Prep, who is also coming off a loss, 44-8, in the loss to the Royals of Christ the King. The running game is so crucial for the Terriers. They couldn't get it done last week, but they'll give the rock back to Dionis Best again.
Dionis Best is a speedster. He's ran a 6'9", 555 meter. Offensively, he's got over close to 500 yards per game for the season, now 96 yards per game. And on defense, he'll step up and make the tackle. He has 19 tackles on the season.
Dionis Best, one of the best backs in the league. This is a St. Francis Prep team that has a multitude of offense at their disposal from the backfield. Well, Jim, you were out on the trail, boots on the ground. You've seen both of these teams live. The one common opponent was against Mount St. Michael's. St. Francis Prep lost that game in a blowout. Mount St. Michael win. Xaverian with a close, tight win in the rain. Now that you've seen a common opponent, both of these teams live, what are keys that you're seeing for both of these squads?
Well, I look to have a really good game here tonight. I think stopping Michael Kenny is going to be a major problem with St. Francis Prep. Michael Kenny is a 6'1", 244 bull of a fullback. Can just overplow. They also got Scuteri as a running back. Xaverian's got to be concerned with Isaiah Cruz. The quarterback can really throw the ball and run the ball as well. I think the biggest key is going to be the offensive, defensive lines. Both teams are pretty big, so whoever controls the line should win the game tonight.
It should be a good one. It's the Clippers and the Terriers, and it's all coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Saturday night under the lights, a St. Francis Prep home game, making the drive over from Fresh Meadows as the Terriers are set to go. Coming in at 1-4, they were 2-7 last year before losing to Moore Catholic in the quarterfinals. They'll face Moore Catholic next week, a big game for the Terriers. But, you know, Jim, it's interesting, the St. Francis Prep team, they've got the athletes. I'm just not sure if it's the level of competition that they're going after, because if they play as clean a game as we've seen them play against Cardinal Spellman, they look unstoppable. But then a few bounces here, the quick loss to Mount St. Michael, that was a 54-48 shootout loss, and then the loss to St. Joseph by the Sea, they came back. What is the issue with St. Francis Prep, and why do I feel like they are way better than what their record suggests?
Well, they got to get off to a good start. The St. Joseph by the Sea, they trailed a lot, and they came back in the second half. You know, their last game they got beat because, again, a bad start. We saw them against Cardinal Spellman. They just overwhelmed Cardinal Spellman. The Pilots really had no chance. They had fumbles in the beginning, and St. Francis Prep jumped off to an enormous lead.
There you saw number 14 in blue. You're going to see a lot of them tonight, the senior, Dionis Best. 384 yards on the ground. He's put so much into the offseason, and he has been one of the top players in the NYCHSFL AA. And, you know, looking over at the other side for Xaverian, they're 2-2. Could have had a few bounces here or there. They've already gone through their bye week. A loss to Xavier at the beginning of the year as the Clippers will look to get their third win of the season. They're getting ready for the anthem. We'll step aside, kickoff when we return.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Gotta love the atmosphere on a Saturday night in Uniondale as these two teams primed and ready to go. You know, Jim, I can't imagine what it's like, or I'm trying to remember what it was like just waiting all week for Saturday night. And you could see the cheerleaders are out in full bunch. The parents and friends are filling in, and a good filling in over on the Xaverian side. Remember, I mean, this is a long ride for the Xaverian fans. You sit in about 7 hours of traffic every day. They also have to go through a lot of traffic, but good to see both fans starting to pile in as we'll get the coin toss.
Well, they got to do a long ride, but at least they come to a beautiful facility. This field here at Mitchell Field Complex, state-of-the-art. Well lit, nice turf.
And, of course, home of the Catholic League Finals, which will be carried on the Varsity Media Sports Network November 19th, the week before Thanksgiving. Set your calendars. It should be a good one, as that is on the Xaverian side. Sal Martucci and Chris Manzola, as they'll get the call. Isaiah DeCruz, Anthony Kalura, and Christopher Felly, as St. Francis Prep wins the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. So we'll see a Xaverian offense out there, and you mentioned the key for St. Francis Prep. They have to get off to a good start, and I know that it's a long game, but part of that start is keeping Xaverian off the board.
Well, I think Xaverian's going to go in their ground game right away. As we said, when they do run the option with a single back. Mike Kenny is the workhorse, the fullback. You also have Fred Scateri as the tailback. You also see them put some motion into their offense, and Benoit can also roll out and throw the ball. So St. Francis Prep's got to be alert to that.
And one of the guys that will be alert will be Brian Daly. Now, one thing to note, Simon Sanchez, doubtful for tonight. We don't see him out on the field, normally wearing number 72. A two-way player at the line. So for St. Francis Prep, they're going to roll in different options on both lines, and that's one of the bigger losses for St. Francis Prep, a team that prides itself on getting to the quarterback and making the signal caller uncomfortable.
Yeah, one of the guys who's going to get some action, Brandon Francis, 5'9" senior. He wears number 62.
So we'll keep an eye on the senior as Xaverian gets set to go. And St. Francis Prep dotting the T's and crossing the I's, looking to pick up their second win of the year. Crucial time of the year for seeding. And for St. Francis Prep, that should they win out, they'll finish at 500. Of course, they'll have a tough schedule. Obviously, they have to get through tonight. Moore Catholic and Holy Cross. Their rivals in the Battle of the Boulevard. That game is a coin flip.
One of the victories of Xaverian was against Holy Cross. That game played at Campus Magnet High School earlier in the season.
And a close win for the Clippers, too, 20-16.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Pandis, the senior, boots it away. And making the catch and backpedaling is Antonio Hernandez as he gets past the 10 and gets taken down. Well, right on cue, Dionis Best. We mentioned he's one of the impact players and makes a statement on the inaugural play.
Flew down the field, took him down the 11-yard line. We mentioned that Best comes up out of his secondary position. That's his 20th tackle on the season. That time on the kickoff.
Benoit, there you see, number 1 in white, the senior from Queens. His head coach, Kevin Fontaine, saying that when he focuses and makes decisions, he can do some really good things. It's a matter of consistency and putting together back-to-back good weeks. And he'll be out of the gun to start off the contest. And the handoff right up the gut for a few yards is Freddie Scateri. And let's meet the rest of the offense for the Clippers. As Xaverian on top of Benoit will have Freddie Scateri, Michael Kenny, Christian Donato, Matthew Bracco, Spiro Strosos, John Mortellaro, Marco Wald, John Brown, Sal Martucci, and Thomas Regan. Second down and 8, fumble, and Benoit pounces on top of it. Looked as if Scateri took his eye off the ball, never received it cleanly. And that's a loss of 6.
We'll see if Xaverian throws from down here, inside the 10-yard line.
And, Jim, what went wrong on the snap?
Scateri didn't have the release from Benoit, and the ball fell right on the ground. Fortunately for the Clippers, Benoit was there to recover it.
3 receivers on the near side for the Clippers. On third down. Floating it near side and out of bounds. Nice catch by Spiro Strosos, but it's incomplete. And the punting unit will come out for the Clippers.
So this should set up great field position for the Terriers. We mentioned about getting off to an early start. They should have the ball in Xaverian territory after this punt. Peyton Buchanan back for St. Francis Prep. Where is number 4?
Yeah, number 4, Peyton Buchanan, and this is Dylan Markle to boot it away for the Clippers. Deep in his own end zone. And a short kick, but gets some good bounces for the Clippers as they will down it at the 45. Good job by Matt Bracco to stand on top of it. And for St. Francis Prep, they get that good start. Some self-inflicted wound for Xaverian, but either way, St. Francis Prep able to take advantage, and they'll take over in Clipper territory. And they'll be led by Isaiah DeCruz, the senior from Jamaica. His head coach, Rich Carroll, says he's improved so much from last year, a guy that was a run-first quarterback, has a very good arm, Jim, and, you know, if there's a receiver in open space and a tight window, DeCruz can hit it.
He's thrown for almost 500 yards on the season. Passing ratings up to 108.9, which is a very good number. And as a defense, you got to keep an eye on him because he certainly can run.
Anthony Kalura gets the run and the first down and more. Big pickup for Anthony Kalura, the senior from Whitestone. Averaging just over 4.5 yards per carry. That's triple that amount, and they'll move the chains.
Good surge by the Prep offensive line. Big block there by George Proponis, number 68, springing Kalora for the long gain.
Last time Kalora was on this field, he had a couple of touchdowns in a 41-0 win for the Terriers. Up the middle, it's Christopher Felly. He's got a first down. And the explosive running offense for St. Francis Prep on display early in the first quarter.
Felly had a big game against Spellman when we were here a couple of weeks ago.
Here's the rest of the Terriers offense. DeCruz, Best, Buchanan, Sebastian Cordarolo, Sharif Meminger, Tristan Hillman, Ethan Beer. Simon Sanchez out of the lineup, so moving in will be Brandon Francis, Joseph Keller, George Proponis, and Brandon Gill. First down and goal from the 9. DeCruz keeps it himself on the option, and finally taken down. Pair of tacklers is Andrew Owens and Chris Duffy making the stop on DeCruz.
They looped that time on the line of scrimmage, the Clippers did. Beat the Terriers off the line of scrimmage.
This is a Xaverian defense that allowed 22 points last week against St. Peter's, and Kevin Fontaine saying that they just never really got into a groove. A loss of 6, second and goal from the 15. Kalura takes the handoff. He's at the 10 and just downed before the 5-yard line. Owen Conti gets his first tackle of the evening.
Good block that time by Ethan Bear, number 54. Springing a running back.
And Beer's one of those guys that is looking to play at the next level and a guy that can really open holes. And he's been a key and integral part to this running attack for St. Francis Prep. Third and goal from the 6. Felly up the gut. Still on his feet. DeCruz takes it back and takes it to the house. What a play fake. Everybody thought it was going to Felly. DeCruz held it himself, and the Terriers score first. It's 6-0 on the 6-yard TD run by Isaiah DeCruz. And let's take another look at this one.
Felly to the middle, but DeCruz has the ball and just beats the Clippers to the end zone. As you said, John, the ball fake sold the play. Felly got tackled, but he didn't have the ball. DeCruz had the touchdown.
DeCruz with his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. As Petros has Metalis. Shanks the extra point. And that'll do it for St. Francis Prep. But they get on the board a 6-yard TD run for Isaiah DeCruz as the Terriers lead the Clippers 6-0 early on in the first quarter. We'll step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
A 6-0 lead on a 6-yard TD run by number 5, Isaiah DeCruz, gives the Terriers first blood as they will knock it away. And Pandis with a good kick. And juggled and bobbled by Hernandez, and Antonio Hernandez with a few strides. Better return than last time as he gets down just outside of the 25. Big hit by Sharif Meminger.
St. Francis Prep drive was set up by, of course, the fumble that backed up Benoit and Xaverian. Then the punt went down to the 44-yard line, and then Prep methodically worked its way into the end zone.
So Xaverian, after getting a field goal early on in the first quarter, was trailing St. Peter's the rest of the way. And opportunity number 2 for Bobby Benoit. Scuteri, far side, flag is down. Now another flag. And Scuteri finally stopped.
Probably holding in the backfield.
You called it with your crystal ball.
You see a flag on a run play, you're going to see a lot of holds called.
And then so the holding, Brian Daly says that will push Xaverian back. And so the offense for St. Francis Prep did its job. Let's meet their defense on the other side. The Terriers last week giving up 44 points to Christ the King. But this is the defense that Benoit will face tonight. Brian Daly, Simon Sanchez not playing, Chavez, Ethan Beer, Anthony Kalura, Brian Recupero, Dino Calgueros, Dionis Best, Sharif Meminger, Isaiah DeCruz, and Jaden Ahmed. Benoit keeps it himself, tussling forward and gets a few yards in front of the original line of scrimmage.
Design quarterback draw. Gains 12 yards on a play.
And that's one thing, too. He might be undersized, but he's got some pretty good legs.
Being undersized helps you on a draw play because you're hiding actually behind your big offensive lineman. You're hard to find.
And we've already seen that on the Varsity Media Sports Network this year, too. Jack Lozito, of course, the straw that stirs the drink for Southside Public School on Long Island, as second down pass is incomplete by Benoit. The intended receiver was Christian Donato, and third down upcoming for the Clippers.
Yeah, Benoit rolling right on that. Just missed Donato.
St. Francis Prep showing blitz, and they jump offside. Christopher Felly was leaning.
It happens when it's a passing situation. They anticipate the rush. And it's good to have a long count on that time, take advantage of it, get 5 easy yards.
You know, and I think that's one of the things, too, that separates a good to great high school quarterback, and that's not something that we saw there, but we could see the rest of the season. It's a good hard count. You see the blitz is coming, and if you're in sync with your center, you might get some guys to jump, and this will set up third down and 3.
Part of being a good floor general or a field general.
But of course, you can't commit the penalties back either.
Give the 5 yards back, movement in the backfield.
So 1 step forward, 1 step back for the Clippers.
Scuteri jumping that time, number 4. Freddie, the senior, 5'7", 160 from Queens. Look for Luca Rumberg here. Where's number 18 for the Clippers? 6'3" wide receiver.
Yeah, big target. Has come a long way his senior year. Rolling out. Now nowhere to go. And Benoit stopped. It was Christopher Chavez with the knock, and special teams coming out for the Clippers.
So after the penalty against Xaverian, they're again forced into a throwing situation. Pret laid their ears back and got the sack on Benoit. That 5-yard penalty against the Clippers really hurt them.
Buchanan set to receive. Another short punt. But Xaverian gets the bounce. It's picked up. Dionis Best shuffles forward and is down just shy of the 35, and they'll spot him at the 37.
Ball took a big bounce off the turf. Best was the up back on the punt. Grabbed it and got a couple extra yards.
The one thing we've seen with the punts, though, is that they haven't exactly had the distance, but the bounces have helped so far for Xaverian.
Advantage of playing on turf.
But, of course, Jim, Xaverian doesn't want their punter out there.
No. Less he punts, the better your offense.
The pitch, it's Peyton Buchanan, the junior from Rosedale, is stuffed. Flag after the play. And a hold against St. Francis Prep will push him back.
Buchanan's had a 28-yard run this season, 78 yards on the season. But that game will be neglected due to the hold penalty against the Terriers.
Buchanan, of course, a name that's very familiar around Fresh Meadows is his older brother, Gavin, just graduated a year ago. And we mentioned he's from Rosedale, of course, one of the top youth programs in the 5 boroughs, the Rosedale Jets, where both Gavin and Peyton played, and kid that has a high GPA and ACT, SAT scores, head coach wanted to submit for the record. First down and 20. Ball comes loose. Xaverian says they have it, and they do.
Try to run an inside double reverse. Got to be nifty ball handling for this play to work.
Love to see that again, because what these guys are able to do, St. Francis Prep, or at least their offensive scheme, seems pretty complex, and if you're not paying attention, you'll lose the ball carrier. Now, let's see it again.
Here's the Cruz on a handoff. Over to Buchanan. And then Best can't handle it. It's a fumble on the field. Clippers take over.
So we've seen each team's tailbacks fumble the football, and Xaverian takes over at the 47. Just over midway through the first. And the Terriers holding on to a 6-0 lead at home. Freddie Scuteri on first down. Goes into a blue wall, picks up 3, and sets up shop at midfield.
Sal Martucci leading the blocking for the Clippers. 220-pounder, even though he's only 5'7".
Martucci, one of those guys that was really lauded by Kevin Fontaine, says he does the extra work, dissects the tape. And like you mentioned, doesn't have a stature, but the football IQ is up there. Scuteri, nowhere to go. It's the big man, Brian Daly, with the tackle for a loss. Third and long upcoming.
Brandon Francis, number 62, also on a penetration for St. Francis Prep.
You know, Brian Daly, when he sees red, or in this case white, he's all over it.
Just shedded the blocker and got right on Scuteri. I believe he's being looked at by Stony Brook.
Somebody that definitely wants to play at the next level and would be an asset to a school like Stony Brook, perhaps a 1AA or FCS. Third down pass, incomplete. Intended receiver was Drossos.
Cruz on the coverage. One of the few quarterbacks that plays offense and defense, Isaiah Cruz.
And a really sneaky corner, too, that can come up and not just obviously catch the ball, but he's probably one of the fastest guys on the field as well.
If you're a college recruiter, you got to look at him possibly as a defensive player on the next level. But he has really stepped up his quarterbacking this season.
Peyton Buchanan and John McLaughlin back to receive the punt. McLaughlin. And wrestled down at the 38-yard line. A flag afterwards down the field. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on St. Francis Prep. Not sure if they redo the punt or... We're waiting to see a call again. All I heard was it was a 5-yard penalty on the receiving team. We didn't see a motion, right?
No. Now he's talking with his Zebra teammates. Officials coming together.
But what's very peculiar is he threw the flag.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to throw the flag, you have to know what the penalty is.
Now we got it.
All right, so running into the kicker, it's a 5-yard penalty. They're going to redo 4th down. And I just wonder if the conference was about, do you make this a 1st down? Do you replay 4th down? He didn't speak to either team.
No.
Or he didn't ask Xaverian what they wanted. So anyway, Mr. Pittman, take 2.
They're going to repunt. St. Francis Prep in their own territory to receive it. 4th and 10.
And a better punt by Dylan Markle as Buchanan snags it out of the air and wrestled down. Huge takedown by the Clippers. It's Chris Duffy.
5'11 junior, flew down on special teams, makes the big hit. He
Duffy
really got down that field.
Yeah, and Duffy, a guy that Fontaine says has a high motor, and you saw it on the special teams.
Yeah, he threw an extra gear right there.
So after 2 punts and 1 counting, Terriers set up shop at the 29-yard line. DeCruz keeps it, shuffling forward and pushed down by Timothy Hayes. And a pickup of 5 for DeCruz.
On the option play, Peyton Buchanan was the pitch man. Good fake that time by DeCruz, and he keeps the ball. If you hit the quarterback and he pitches if he pitches the ball to Buchanan, Buchanan will be gone up the left sideline. On that play, usually have the defensive end try to hit the quarterback, and then the linebacker come up and concentrate on the pitch man.
And that's the one thing that Carroll says about DeCruz is that he knows when to read, when to pitch, when to option, and when to call his own number as Kalura picks up a few more, and it'll be 3rd and 2.
Well, that comes with experience, John.
And DeCruz has a ton of it. A guy that can turn any broken play into a big play. Third and 2 from the 37. DeCruz with the hard count. Chris Duffy jumped. And they'll say false start on St. Francis Prep.
They thought the Terriers moved first.
How about this? The head official.
They got us changing our mind. They're changing their mind.
A little indecision we're seeing in this first quarter by his officiating staff.
With the officials.
Well, either way, we talked about the hard count on the other side for
Yes.
Xaverian. Isaiah DeCruz, he does it himself.
Both senior quarterbacks, as we said, part of being a field general is being able to control the line of scrimmage when you count. And the Terriers get an easy 5 yards. See if they use Felly here at 33.
Ball comes loose on the missed snap handle by Buchanan. The pile on top of it. And St. Francis Prep will hold on. Haven't seen the crispest of handoffs yet.
No, second fumble that time by the Terriers. Fortunate to come up with it. Otherwise, the Clippers would have had the ball in St. Francis Prep territory.
That was Michael Duffy who was the first man there, the older brother of Chris Duffy. And, boy, the Duffy brothers have been a huge part for the special teams and defense for Xaverian.
See if the Cruz goes to the air this time. 2nd and 15. Good time for a screen play.
O rolls out, throws it into the flat. It's the tight end Hillman. And Hillman, a pickup of 3. We'll set up 3rd and long.
Roll to the right, threw back to the left. Gained a couple of few yards. Hillman's a good-sized tight end. He's got good hands. Just a junior. 6'2", 249.
He's got some pretty soft hands, too, and it's those soft hands that make him a tight end. Otherwise, he'd be on the offensive line. Somebody who lost 30 pounds in the offseason.
He's going to need it on the basketball court, which is right around the corner. He is a basketball player as well as a football player.
And a false start now on the Terriers. Second false start of the drive.
We asked about what was the problem with the prep in the beginning of the broadcast. Inconsistency. You're moving the ball now, then you get another penalty. Controlling the line of scrimmage for the most part. Fumble the ball.
So clock ticking. 15 seconds to go. Should be the last play of the quarter. And another jump. Back-to-back false starts on the line. Remember, they don't have Simon Sanchez there, so that means that somebody else is filling in for St. Francis Prep. They've thrown in different linemen, and that's been their bugaboo this offensive drive.
You probably got to keep it more simplistic. Go on the first sound, or they'll try and outfox the Clippers. Make it simple because your team has been jumping. That's the second time they've done that. 3rd and 21. See if he goes deep.
So the clock will wind down, and that's it. 12 minutes in the books. St. Francis Prep on a 6-yard TD run by Isaiah DeCruz. Lead at 6-0 over the Xaverian Clippers on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
With Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood. With Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks, know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists, all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, One quarter in the books, second quarter upcoming. Alongside Jim Pittman, I'm John Perez. You're watching NYCHSFL, presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank. It's the St. Francis Prep Terriers leading the Xaverian Clippers 6-0. And Jim, St. Francis Prep not playing with a full deck of cards. They have lost their starter, Simon Sanchez, on the offensive line. Back-to-back false starts to end the first quarter, set up a 3rd and 21.
Yeah, again, they're going to have to look for a screen or maybe the crew's rolling out. But these penalties have really backed them up into their own territory.
So the crew's back to pass. Pocket collapses, spins out, gets past Duffy, back to the original line of scrimmage, and a big pickup for Isaiah DeCruz, but is stopped about 4 yards short. And we'll see what the Terriers do. Decision time early on in the second quarter.
Ty McMorrow on a tackle for the Clippers. He wears 41. Here's the Cruz getting flushed out of pocket. Turns to his left. Looking to get 21 yards on one run. And he gets about 9 of it.
And the Terriers will send out the punting unit.
Mr. Daly.
On a 4th and 4, Brian Daly, one of the fun players to watch on this Terriers defense, gets his first punt of the evening. Good punt for Daly. Takes a Terriers bounce. Antonio Hernandez will defer. And George Propanis downs it. And the Clippers offense comes back out onto the field. Well, Xaverian, the last few times we've seen Xaverian, it's been the lion's share of carries to Freddie Scateri. We have not seen Mike Kenny tonight. Sort of the thunder and lightning in the backfield for Xaverian.
Yeah, when I saw them 2 weeks ago at a rainy aviation field, Mike Kenny got a lot of the carries. 240-pound running back. Has not made an appearance this evening.
So the Xaverian offense takes its first shot of the second quarter. Back to pass, throwing far side, incomplete. Pass incomplete to Matthew Bracco, the intended receiver. And so far, we've seen Benoit overshoot his targets.
Yeah, good protection that time, too. Clippers going quickly here.
On second down, Scateri up the middle. The pickup of a pair. Brian Recupero gets his first tackle of the evening. And a whistle and a player down for the Clippers. So Xaverian, like we mentioned, trailing 6-0. They have not had the services of Mike Kenny. Trying to find him on the sideline, but you know, you said that he's a guy and this combination of halfbacks that Xaverian has is reminder of probably one of the best combinations in NFL history.
It's the 50th year anniversary of the only undefeated NFL team in history, the Miami Dolphins. They had their own version of Thunder and Lightning. Jim Kick, number 21, and the big fullback out of Syracuse, Larry Zonk, the Hall of Famer. They also had another running back named Eugene Mercury Morris. Zonk and Morris combined for 1,000 yards. First time that was ever done in NFL history. But first time I looked at Mike Kenny, he had a Larry Zonka running style. He took the ball hard, ran straight ahead, and just plowed his way for yardage. Very hard to bring down. And if they had him tonight, it'd be a lot easier for the Clippers.
Well, the Clippers trail at 6-0. We'll step aside as well. 10:27 to go in the second quarter. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Player still down for Xaverian, and a tough start for the Clippers after today. They've got 2 games remaining on their schedule. They're in the AA2 against Kennedy Catholic, the defending champions in that division, and then Cardinal Spellman. And this is a Xaverian team that, with a win today and could split those final 2 games, that would be, I'm not a math major, but if my math is correct here, you'd be 3-2 after today. You could finish 4-3, finish above 500, and for Xaverian, a team that would look to lock down a top playoff spot, and 2 games against 2 good teams at that level, Kennedy Catholic and Cardinal Spellman.
And one day it's a short week. It's a Sunday to Friday. Short week between the 2 games, both at home at Aviator.
So that's what Xaverian has on the docket, and for all of you at home watching this game, be sure to download the Varsity Media Pass if you want top 10 plays of the week, game highlights, weekly podcast, player interviews, and much, much more. Download the Varsity Media Pass today at varsitymediapass.com, available on Android and iOS. And then we've got a full plate next week. Port Washington and Syosset, I'll be there. West Hampton at Sayville on Friday night, 7 p.m. And then right here next Saturday night, Moore Catholic and St. Francis Prep. This is probably, I saw Holy Trinity last week and was very impressed. Moore Catholic is right there. Now, if Holy Trinity, that's going to be a fun one to watch in the future too. But if we have a Holy Trinity Moore Catholic final, that's going to be a whole barrel of fun. As Moore Catholic, one of the best teams on Long Island. And, of course, tomorrow, the big showdown, Moore Catholic at Holy Trinity. Should be a good one. So the injured player for Xaverian is Sal Martucci, who is coming off. And he'll get tended to. Always a scary scene.
5'7" lineman. He's been playing right guard on offense. Next to Big John Brown. John Brown wears number 76 for the Clippers. He's a 265-pound center. Martucci's been playing next to him throughout the game. Air cast on the right leg.
And so he'll go to the trainer's table. And so now Fontaine back out there to talk to the referees and get everyone all squared away. Last time we saw it was a 3-yard pickup, so it should be 3rd and 7.
Thomas Regan's playing right guard now for the Clippers. He wears number 79. Not a big guy, 240-pounder, just a sophomore.
And they're just waiting for the Xaverian players to come back to the other side of the field after helping Martucci off. So now that everyone is at their sideline, play should resume. So 10:27 to go, second quarter, 6-0 lead for St. Francis Prep. Benoit rolling out, floats it over the middle. Incomplete. Isaiah DeCruz almost had the INT.
Looking for Luca Runberg. Had a step on St. Francis Prep. Here's Benoit in the pocket, rolling right, throwing on the run. It was a nice ball, deflected by DeCruz. Runberg actually had a step. Little underthrown.
Well, Benoit now 0 for 4, throwing the ball tonight. So once again, special teams coming out. That's Peyton Buchanan at midfield. And a short kick by Dylan Markle. Skitters out of bounds. And placed at the 40-yard line. So good field position for St. Francis Prep. A short field for a Terrier team that is trying to find its way on offense. And Xaverian with a punt that, let's be honest, they have not had the best punts tonight. And this is...
I was going to say 16 yards on that one. You need a boomer to get the ball out of their side of the field. So the Clippers will be backed up defensively again. See if Terriers can take advantage of the short field.
Handoff up the middle. So that was Dionis Best. And a pickup of 4 by Best. And it's interesting. You could see the creativity for St. Francis Prep. They just bunch everybody together. And they've got a big offensive line. A very tough team to stop when their run is going.
Yeah, 3 men in the backfield right now.
And another wall as Best is knocked down.
Straight ahead power football. Right over the A-gap.
Couple of yards for Best. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Big Timmy O'Brien out there for Xaverian. Another big guy, 255-pounder. And he's just a junior. Playing the interior line for the Clippers.
Best rolling out, throwing. Buchanan's got it. Inside the 10.
Play action that time by the Terriers.
And you know what? When your run game is going so well, you can air it out.
Fake can off the Best, freezes the linebacker. Buchanan wide open down the right sideline. Perfect ball by Isaiah Cruz.
29-yard completion for DeCruz. St. Francis Prep. 1st and goal from the 5. Buchanan, a sure-handed receiver, says his head coach, and we just saw it with our own eyes. So there is Kenny, Mike Kenny wearing number 42 in white coming out. The pitch, Kalura, taken down by his opposite number. Tristan Gallagher, the junior, with the tackle. Sets up second down.
Good wrap up by Tristan Gallagher. We saw Kalora against Spellman a couple of weeks ago. Beat the Pilot to the corner that time. Could not do it against the Clipper. Nice play by Gallagher.
So many options in the backfield for DeCruz, and that's not counting himself. As DeCruz jogs out, 8 minutes and rolling, second quarter, 6-0 lead for the Terriers. St. Francis Prep looking for their second score of the game, second win of the year. With the game clock winding down, St. Francis Prep calls a timeout as they'll go back to the drawing board. 6-0 Terriers over Xaverian, with the Terriers knocking on the door. We'll step aside. You're watching NYCHSFL football, presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
7:48 to go in the first half. A 6-0 lead for the Terriers over the Clippers, and St. Francis Prep, a team that at times has been its own worst enemy, widely using a timeout.
And they've had 2 motion penalties. They're ready to get in for another touchdown. That penalty would have been very costly, so wisely they took a timeout. Sets up 2nd and 4.
And some jumping. So right on cue.
That's why they took the timeout, to avoid the 5-yard penalty. Now they get another one.
Tristan Hillman, the tight end, jumped.
That's the 3rd false start against St. Francis Prep.
It's the broadcaster's curse or jinx.
Absolutely.
So you just had to say something.
I had to.
You were clamoring over the break. Look at how smart this is. This is the best decision they've made.
Blame it on Jim.
Snap the finger.
Blame it on Jim Pittman. 5-yard penalty against Jim Pittman. Might throw now. See if he rolls out.
Kalura, the man in motion. DeCruz. There he is rolling out. Decides to take it himself. Still on his feet. And waltzes out of bounds.
With the wide side of the field. Stretched out by the Clippers. Good pursuit. Couldn't turn the corner. Lost a couple yards. Take that back. Gained 3 yards. I forgot another 5-yard penalty. I had to play it 2nd and 9. That was 3rd and 6. See if we get any trickery here, John. Maybe a reverse. Cruz running one way and have maybe Buchanan come around with it. Maybe get best the ball.
We've seen some reverses on pitches, too, with this offense. They've got 3 in the backfield. A whistle and another timeout, and St. Francis Prep struggling to get the playoff.
Well, I know one of the topics that's going to be spoken at halftime in the Terrier locker room.
Is there anything that you're seeing? Do you think it's the defenses that are being shown? I'm not particularly sure. Let's take a look at the schedule, though, for St. Francis Prep going ahead. More Catholic. That'll be on the Varsity Media Sports Network next week. And then at Holy Cross, which is always a good rivalry in Queens, the Battle of the Boulevard, October 29th at 1:30. So let's go back to the offense. A false start, 2 timeouts burned. Of course, coaches don't want to use their timeouts so early on in the second quarter. They're golden in the fourth quarter, but either way, I'd imagine for Rich Carroll, if they score here, it's all for nothing, but what are you seeing so far out of St. Francis Prep?
He said they're playing with an injury in the offensive line. They had a substitution, and that might be affecting continuity. But nonetheless, you got to cut this down. Here's the motion.
Pitch, Kalura, end zone, denied. Big tackle by Chris Manzola, stopping Kalura from another 6.
Mazzola coming up from his secondary position, low in his shoulder. He'll definitely go for the touchdown here.
Interesting, St. Francis Prep isn't going for the field goal. It's essentially extra point range,
which they missed earlier in the game.
Up the middle. Waiting for the signal. The Terriers score. That's Isaiah DeCruz calling his own number. He's got 2 TDs tonight, and it's 12-0 Terriers in the second.
Keep it simple. We'll see the fake at the line, and DeCruz goes off tackle for the touchdown.
Isaiah DeCruz putting St. Francis Prep on his back.
Not even a fake, just got behind the left tackle and went right in. Drove the Clippers back from the line of scrimmage. 6 points, St. Francis Prep.
They'll go for 2. DeCruz keeps it himself and is denied. But either way, the Terriers double their lead. They lead at 12-0 with 7:19 to go in the second. We'll step aside. You're watching NYCHSFL presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles. Out in Setauket, we love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Two times the Terriers have been in the red zone, and twice as well. Isaiah DeCruz marching into the end zone. A 12-0 lead for the Terriers. And a short kick is scooped up by Freddie Scateri, still on his feet, and taken down at the 45-yard line.
Clippers will have great field position. Trying to get back into the game.
Saw a flag down towards the sideline as the penalties continue to mount for Xaverian. We'll see if it's against St. Francis Prep, so check that. It'll be against the Terriers. And the Clippers will set up shop at midfield. Well, Jim, I know we've got a whole game left, and that's why you play the game, but it's very crucial Xaverian gets points on this possession.
Well, they got the ball at midfield, best field position they've had.
Benoit picks up a yard after the ball fake to Scateri. Well, we saw Michael Kenny come out on defense. We'll see if Fontaine throws him out on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, this is a big mystery to me because when I saw him play 2 weeks ago, he was dynamite. And it kept Mount St. Michael off balance.
Well, Fontaine knows something that we don't know, as Benoit back to pass, looking for his first completion, is under pressure and taken down in the backfield. It's Logan Cross. Brandon Francis in there as well. But Cross with the sack sets up 3rd and 11.
Benoit had no place to go. He's more effective when he rolls out. Short in stature, it's hard to see over the lineman. That time he had no time to throw. Here's Kenny finally in the backfield, number 42.
He just towers over Benoit. Back there to block. Benoit keeps it himself. Picks up a few, but is well beyond catching a first down as Brandon Francis gets the tackle. And it'll be 4th and 7. And the punting unit back on.
So you mentioned the Clippers want to get back in the game by getting on the board in the second quarter. Only gained 4 yards on that possession. Great field position at midfield. 3 downs, only got you 4 yards. Already down 2 scores, so you know they're going to punt.
16-yard punt last time for the Clippers. And the punt gets taken off. And Markle will get the touchdown, a touchback. As St. Francis Prep will set up shop at the 20.
Markle muffed the snap, picks it up, and had his best boot of the evening. Interesting.
Maybe he should drop it every time.
Maybe. Fortunately for Xaverian, ball went into the end zone, so the ball does come out to the 20.
Well, St. Francis Prep won the opening toss, deferred. So a chance for a double jackpot for St. Francis Prep. If they could get a score before the end of the half, they'll get the ball back. Christopher Felly on first down. Picks up 5.
I will look for them to option the next play or possibly play action after this Felly run, maybe setting up the next play.
Felly, a guy that the coaching staff believes is getting better every week. He's been reading his assignments well, has a high motor, and just another weapon in the backfield for the Terriers. As the Cruz goes back out there. 2nd down and 5. Keeps it himself, defers not to pitch, waits for the block, and steps out of bounds. 15-yard carry for Isaiah DeCruz gives him the first down. As he's starting to feel it.
Fake Felly into the line. They kept the ball. They could have pitched it to Buchanan. Instead, he told Buchanan, go ahead. And Buchanan did a good job blocking. DeCruz gets a first down for St. Francis Prep.
First down from the Terriers 40. DeCruz rolling out, airing it. Quartarolo, he's got it! Sebastian Quartarolo. A 45-yard pickup. DeCruz to Quartarolo. Move the chains for the Terriers.
First attempt to Quartarolo. First time they targeted him. He has 4 touchdowns on the season. Nice throw and catch. Where's number 9, a junior, 6'1". Got a nice pair of hands. Big target. I've been surprised, to be honest, John. They haven't looked at him earlier, but perfect setup, little play action, throws the defense.
And he's someone that will always tease DeCruz in practice, saying, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. Well, he got the ball as Felly gets the assignment on first down and picks up a pair. And so now 2nd down for the Terriers.
Daly back into the game for St. Francis Prep. Where's number 55? I was reading it said if he doesn't become a pro, he wants to be an orthopedic, possibly in an NFL program.
And that's one thing, too, that
You gotta like that.
I think you gotta like it, number one, and you just see the power of sports. And listen, everybody wants to play, and everyone wants to be, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes or whoever. But even just staying around the game is enough of a vocation. So St. Francis Prep calls its final timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 3:06 to go in the second. Terriers lead at 12-0 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here on the Varsity Sports Network, well, Jim talked about it before. Brian Daly, this week's player to know, the Daily Dose. Brian Daly, 6'1", 248, favorite movie, Rudy. I mean, what's not to love about that? Favorite vacation spot, Mexico. And his favorite song, Some to Prove. I guess the artist did not go to grammar class, but he has been fantastic for the Terriers. And there you see number 55, the left guard now for the Terriers. As DeCruz rolls out, plants his feet, and it's intercepted. Chris Duffy with the takeaway. Just what the doctor ordered for this Clippers defense. Well, Duffy plays in the one technique. He was a linebacker last week, has had success earlier up in the line, and he gets his first pick of the night.
Here's the Cruz rolling to his right, trying to force the ball to Cortolo, and Duffy's right there with the interception.
So with just under 3 minutes to go, and Xaverian not getting the ball to start the second half, a chance to put points on the board before we go to the intermission. And there's Big Mike Kenny flanking the QB Benoit. Benoit rolls out, and the pass incomplete. Hasn't been able to find the connection with Luka Rumberg yet.
Big 6'3" target. Using Kenny to block that time. Yeah, but the Clippers to get back in this, they have to have more offense from the air. Cannot just be a Scateri running attack. Maybe give Kenny the ball, but Benoit has been unsuccessful all evening, completing passes.
Haven't seen a ton of screens or throws in the flat either from Xaverian. And normally offenses will do that to get their quarterback warm and
confident.
get a few. Yep. Well, it goes into the flat, incomplete. Spiros Drassos, the intended receiver. And two misfires from Benoit sets up 3rd and 10.
Spiros 5'10". He threw the ball about 6'7". Into the sideline. If I'm Xaverian, I'm doing a long count. Maybe I get 5 cheap yards here.
Clippers have all 3 of their timeouts, too. Benoit floats it, far side. And it's Drassos making the catch and the completion. Well, Benoit had to throw it up there. And Drassos able to bring it down. And it's a pickup of 18 for the Clippers.
Here's Benoit in the pocket. Right toward the sideline. Got it up there. Drassos a big target. Nice catch.
Drassos again. Slips on the turf. And is taken down by Kalura and Daly.
Now, like in the pros, if your knee hits the ground, you can get up and keep running unless you're touched. In high school and in college, once the knee hits the ground, the play is over.
2:05 and rolling. Xaverian not exactly in a hurry. 20 seconds come off the clock. Benoit flushed out of the pocket. Dragged down. Brian Daly with a sack.
Brandon Francis with the pressure. Brian Daly with the sack.
As the clock continues to wind down for Xaverian, who has all 3 of its timeouts.
Interesting.
Third and 20. Benoit, incomplete. Tried to get it to Drossos, but Recupero with the disruption. And 4th and long in the punting unit on for the Clippers. So Dylan Markle, last time out there, bobbled the snap and booted it into the end zone.
Boomed it.
.69 seconds left in the first half. Better punt from Markle. As John McLaughlin. Watch it roll to the 13-yard line before it's picked up by Chris Duffy. Had the interception, gave Xaverian an extra offensive possession. But now the Clipper defense out there trying to stop Isaiah DeCruz once again. He's got the 2 TDs tonight. One from 6 yards out in the first quarter, and the second from 2 yards out in quarter number 2.
52-yard punt with the friendly roll from Markle.
So, Jim, 53 seconds left in the first half. You're up 2 scores, no timeouts. If you're St. Francis Prep, you take a couple of shots or run it up the middle and be happy in the locker room up 12?
Well, the weapons you got, I would go for it. I would attack.
They're 88 yards away from the end zone, a flag. It'll be an offside against Xaverian.
Coach Carroll's decision will be made after this first play. You can tell right away what they're going to do. If they're going to come out throwing, they're going to try to get some points. Keep the ball on the ground. You know they're going to run the half out. I think he's going to throw the ball. Plenty of weapons.
Plenty of weapons, just don't want the pick 6. This is Dionis Best. He gets a first down at the 30. Flag is down, wrestled from behind by the Xaverian secondary as he's tackled at the 40. It should be a hold. We'll see.
Probably come back.
Yes, they picked the flag up. And the clock continues to run. Still running.
For us, aren't they, John?
And now they stop the clock. So I want to make sure I'm getting this right. They threw a flag. St. Francis tried to down it to stop the clock. Now they do. In all of that, they picked up the flag and let St. Francis get a snap off. They miss anything?
Got me totally confused.
Okay.
You didn't confuse me, but what the officials did confuse me. Now, that wasn't a bad idea, that play with Best, because he could break one.
Right.
They didn't throw the ball, so they did give us to their fastest runner.
No, that's fair. You give it
out 20 yards, but we saw something flying in the air. I thought it was yellow.
And now after St. Francis Prep stops the clock, Xaverian uses its timeout on defense.
Maybe we look for Quartarolo again. Well, they're almost at midfield. Quartarolo's wide left. Where's number 9? A little trickery, maybe reverse with Best.
Othelli's in the backfield. That's Sharif Meminger near side wearing number 2. Dionis Best, and then up top is Quartarolo and Buchanan. And DeCruz will go back to the huddle. Guess the timeout's not over yet.
By using this timeout, John, I feel they're going to look to go deep. They want to just sit on the ball, they wouldn't have taken a timeout.
So St. Francis, who is out of timeouts, Xaverian, I'm not sure if they used the double timeout or if that's even possible.
Why would Xaverian take a timeout?
So ball at the 40-yard line. Xaverian's ready to go. Now St. Francis is not. The officials are ready to go. We've got 25 seconds left in the half. And here come the Terriers. So you just heard all the options that Jim put out there. From the 40 on second down, DeCruz. Pocket collapses. He'll carry it himself and pick up 6 and rushes out of bounds.
Stopping the clock.
With 17 seconds to go. What have you seen out of the Xaverian secondary? Because DeCruz has been hesitant to go downfield. The coverage must be pretty good for the Clippers.
It is. I mean, after Quartarolo beat him earlier, they're paying a lot of attention to him. You don't want to get beat deep here with, 17 seconds left in the half. They are 25 yards back, including Owen Conti, number 2, the deepest man.
3rd and 4. 17 seconds to go. Flag is down to Cruz. Pass incomplete, as they say that Buchanan was unable to hold on to it. Flag in the backfield will go against the Terriers. And 3rd down upcoming with just a handful of seconds left.
Official stepping off. Now you probably take a knee.
Yeah, no reason to go for it here. St. Francis will get the ball back to start the 3rd quarter. Now the officials aren't sure whose flag that is. Does anyone just want to hold on to it for the next?
Oh, we're coming the other way now.
All right.
We're going to re-step it off.
Yep. Now it's official.
Now it's a yard difference. So we're on the 31 instead of the 30.
I mean, I'm not sure. Well, either way, St. Francis Prep back out there. 3rd and 11. 22 seconds left. And DeCruz wants to air it out and floats it near side. Meminger can't make the catch. First target to Sharif Meminger. Two-way player for the Terriers. 6'1" junior. And fourth down upcoming for St. Francis Prep.
Brian Daly out to punt. If I'm Xaverian, I'm going for the block. I think they're sending 10 guys.
Antonio Hernandez. Punt returner. As Hernandez with momentum now skirts out of the way. And the Terriers down it at the 21-yard line as time expires. We're at halftime here at Mitchell Field. St. Francis with a 12-0 lead over Xaverian. And Jim, I know it was a bumpy landing to get to the first half intermission, but for St. Francis Prep, they've responded on defense. Their offense at time a little shaky in terms of getting the right communication out there, but Isaiah DeCruz has been the factor that we knew that he can be for the Terriers.
Yeah, he's quite a player. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball. Nice throw to Cordarolo earlier. He has a lot of weapons. And when St. Francis gets their act together as far as eliminating the penalties, they're very hard to stop.
So should be a fun second half. Xaverian and St. Francis Prep will step aside, and we'll return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out into talking. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out into talking. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring leaks, know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Second half set to begin. St. Francis Prep with a 12-0 lead over Xaverian. You're watching NYCHSFL presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank. Alongside Jim Pittman, I'm John Perez. Well, there was a lot to digest in that first half, Jim, but for Xaverian, a team that's trailing by 12, they're going to give the ball away to start the second half. What do you think was said by Kevin Fontaine and his coaching staff?
Got to do a better job of controlling the ball. Give Benoit a little more time to throw the ball. Bobby's got to have a better job delivering the ball. And they probably got to get some good field position. The first quarter, they played on their own end the whole time. And they got to keep an eye on Isaiah DeCruz. DeCruz has really done what he wanted to do offensively for St. Francis Prep, running the quarterback. Completed a big pass to Cordarolo, ran the ball. And we haven't even mentioned Deonis Best, who's quite a player also for the Terriers.
This is Jaden Osmond. Osmond still on his feet, barreling towards the 40, and steps out of bounds before going into a sea of Clippers.
Good field position to start off for St. Francis Prep here in the second half.
This is a Terrier team that got 2 touchdowns by that man, Isaiah DeCruz, from 6 yards out in the first quarter and then from 2 yards out to make it 12-0. Terriers went for 2 on that second touchdown. It was incomplete, so special teams not getting it done after the TD for St. Francis Prep. But their defense has done a good job, as so has their offense so far, at least pacing and managing this game, as they lead it by 12, as DeCruz with the option flips it to Kalura as he barrels ahead and picks up 7. Anthony Kalura, one of the top weapons for St. Francis Prep, a little underused today, but making his presence felt on the first play of the third.
He does a good job of getting to the edge. You know, they fake the man in the middle, Pelly, and then he kicks it up to Kalura. He's able to turn the corner. He's got pretty good speed. Where's number 33? Correction, number 8. Felly's 33 with the ball.
Yep. And he's got a first down as well. Christopher Felly, the junior from Middle Village. 5'9", 178 pounds of pure steel, says his head coach. And Felly, a guy that maybe a little underutilized, but part of that 3-pronged approach in the backfield for the Terriers.
Go behind Big Joe Keller, number 77. 280-pound junior.
And, you know, Keller, a guy that spends a lot of time in the weight room, gained about 12 pounds of muscle over the offseason. As Felly, on take 2, has a seam and another first down. Pick up a 15 for Felly, and the Terriers move the chains.
Dominating the line of scrimmage.
Let's take another look. I mean, this line for St. Francis Prep stepping up.
Big hole. And then Felly steps it up to a second gear once he got through the hole, making it a big gain. Point of attack is so important in this game. And the Terriers are beating the Clippers off the ball.
DeCruz keeps it himself. Xaverian was all over it. And DeCruz steps out of bounds. Good pressure by the Clippers front line. Marco Walt, the junior.
Cruz showing his athleticism there. I thought he was going to be sacked in the backfield. Was able to get out of that. Take the ball out of bounds.
Second and long for the Terriers as DeCruz will play telephone. Felly. Third time not a charm for Felly. Picks up 1. And third down and long for St. Francis Prep.
Expect a rollout or an option here from the Cruz. Sometimes the option fake sets up the option pitch.
Well, and I think that's the best way to encompass this offense for St. Francis Prep is that when they're rolling and in sync, the play action and the rollout is effective. Mm-hmm. But when they're fumbling the football or they've got false starts, they're not going to get anything going as DeCruz thought about airing it out, now fires it, far side, it's caught, Quartarolo, touchdown. 36 yards out, DeCruz to Quartarolo for his 5th TD of the year, and the Terriers lead at 18-0. Well, something out of nothing. Isaiah DeCruz. Are you kidding me?
Rolls to his left, sets up, steps up to the pocket, launches a long pass. Quartarolo with a touchdown, beating Andrew Owens deep.
That's got to be a nominee for Varsity Media's top 10 plays of the week. As the Terriers choose to go for 2, looking for that 20-0 advantage. Kalura in motion, but it's Best touchdown. Dionis Best, after the trickery, gets the 2-point conversion for the Terriers. And just exactly what the doctor ordered for St. Francis to start the second half.
Good ball handling that time on a conversion. Best walks into the end zone. Here we go.
This is how lightning click.
Fake to Kalora. Here comes Best from right to left. And he walks into the end zone.
Wait a minute. If we could see that again, it was Kalura who handed it off. So that goes to show how quick they are behind the scenes and in the backfield. Let's take another look.
Okay,
Watch,
John,
yeah.
we will.
See, so Kalora gets it.
Inside handoff to Best from Kalora.
And it seems like Xaverian's not really fooled by it. It's just they can't stop it because of the effectiveness of the offensive line for the Terriers.
And it was a misdirection play. They went to the right and came back to the left. And their quickest runner getting into the end zone. Dionis Best.
Xaverian down, 3 scores. Hernandez still on his feet at the 40, gets a block, and is down near midfield. What a return, Antonio Hernandez.
See if they can springboard Xaverian into the offense.
You know, so far, Jim, the best special teams plays for Xaverian have been on muffed snaps or kick returns.
Picked the ball up on the 2-yard line. Finally brought down at the 48.
And they'll give them an extra yard with inflation, so a 47-yard pickup. As the Clippers try to get on the board, Bobby Benoit. First drive of the second half. It's Hernandez. Hernandez once again not running out of steam. He's got a first down. Antonio Hernandez, back-to-back big plays for the Clippers.
Off left tackle. Maybe Hernandez will be that missing ingredient that the Clippers need offensively.
Gets a much-deserved swig of water as well.
It's a little pitch. Turns the left corner. Good blocking by the Clippers. First down for Xaverian.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yes.
Benoit keeps it. And dragged down by Dino Calgiros. Could have came close to a face mask on Benoit.
Almost got horse collared. Benoit can run. He got a good fake that time. A little like a quarterback draw. Not a big guy, 5'6".
Pickup of 6 for Benoit.
I mean, a little more accurate with his passing, however, Benoit. And we got a little movement again.
And that would have been the first handoff to Mike Kenny.
He's had a thumb injury throughout the year, so maybe that's why he hasn't touched the ball. He certainly looked good 2 weeks ago when I saw him against Mount St. Michael. And he's coming out, number 42. The illegal motion against Xaverian sets him back to 2nd and 9.
Benoit with 3 receivers up top. A clap and a snap. Takes it himself. Has a seam. Wrestled down, but a big pickup. Anthony Kalura with the takedown. But Benoit, a pickup of 9. Or check that call at 8, and it'll be 3rd and short.
Had good protection. Good job by St. Francis Prep in the secondary. Rocco wasn't open. Rumberg wasn't open. So then you run the ball.
On 3rd down, Kenny rumbling up the middle. Picks up a yard, but is short.
Kenny's as big as his lineman.
And there you could see on his left hand, he's got a thumb brace or at least a tape. Fourth and 2. Kenny gets it himself, chugs up ahead. He's got a first down.
Did he fumble?
Ball comes loose. St. Francis Prep is saying, and the officials are saying he was down. So that close for Xaverian, but he'll pick up the first down.
He hit the hole, then made a nice cut, getting extra yardage.
But I guess there's a flag on the backfield.
Take it back.
So on the holding, just when Xaverian thought that they would catch a break, they have to send out the punting unit.
I think he would want to kick it to the corner. Out of bounds, ping the Terriers back.
Buchanan back to receive. Dylan Markle, the punter. Probably said his name pretty often tonight, more than Xaverian would want us to say it, at least on special teams. Pooch punt comes near side. And the Terriers take over at the 30.
John, last time he kicked the ball 52 yards. That time he's barely got 20. He could have really pinned St. Francis Prep back inside the 10 if he had a good punt that time.
Well, they still have to go 70 yards. St. Francis Prep has chosen not to kick a field goal. They had their one extra point. The first extra point miss this season for Petros Hatzipatalus. And I know it's not ideal. You're right. You'd rather want to pin them, but I'm sure Xaverian would take 70 yards of defense behind them. But you're right. Pinning was the number one option.
He's got a lousy punt off.
New quarterback now for the Terriers as Philly gets the carry, and that's the backup, Will Spell. So interesting to see Isaiah DeCruz off, and he's near by the bench. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this, and St. Francis Prep not wanting to lose. QB1. So Spell hands it off, Kalura. And Kalura muscling ahead. 2 yards shy. It'll set up 3rd and short.
Chris Manzola coming up, making a tackle for the Clippers.
Manzola, one of the captains on the defense for the Clippers, had a broken finger. Made an interception, blocked a punt last week as well. He's a guy that does the extra effort, a two-sport athlete, also plays lacrosse. Spell trots back out there. Whistle and a timeout taken by the Terriers. So 4:26 to go in the third quarter. The Terriers with a 20-0 lead. You're watching NYC HSFL, presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Back here from Mitchell Field, it's St. Francis Prep 20, Xaverian nothing, as the defense pitching a shutout for the Terriers, who now rely on their backup quarterback, Will Spell, the junior. There you see all the way in the corner, number 5 in blue, Isaiah DeCruz got the start. Had 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing TD to Sebastian Quartarolo. But DeCruz not out there.
Doesn't look injured. Just looks like they're giving him a break.
So Felly, nowhere to go. Taken down in the backfield. That's Andrew Owens, the sophomore.
You know, when you have a change in the backfield, your timing can get screwed up. He fakes Felly on the handoff, holds the ball a little too long, and Spell is sacked. So the Terriers are going to have to punt. With Brian Daly doing the honors, number 55.
So the defense making the stop for Xaverian. Issue is the offense hasn't been able to muster any points. Max Flores lets it go. Terriers escort the ball out of bounds. And the Clippers take over at the 26-yard line. Well, we saw a semblance of offense last time out there for Xaverian. Mike Kenny had a carry. He was pulled back because of the hold, but it seemed as if when Xaverian was in their hurry-up offense, quote-unquote, they were clicking.
It's all about getting a rhythm. Kenny's not in now. Maybe he aggravated the thumb.
Scuteri marches forward and picks up 5.
Terry sometimes is hard to find because he's so small. He gets behind those big linemen now. Xaverian, like Marco Wald, 68. John Brown, 76.
Here's Kenny. Picks up a couple. And St. Francis Prep was waiting for it. It's Daly Chavez and Brian Recupero in there as Kenny will go to the sideline.
Look at Benoit to roll out on this. Needs to throw the ball better when he's in motion.
Here's the pitch. Scuteri is short. John McLaughlin in there, Recupero and Kalura as well. Christopher Chavez, part of the gang tackle. So on 4th and 1, Xaverian down 3 scores, going for it. Some jumping. Should be a false start. It is. Well, that hard count is designed to get the defense to jump offside, but it backfires on the Clippers, and the punting unit comes out.
Like a game assignment says right there. Who's going to jump first? It turned out the offense beat themselves up. Now there's no decision to be made. Trying to get the easy first down. Now they're going to have to punt.
So Markle again.
Busy evening for him.
High punt that time. Buchanan on the long hop, gets across midfield. Well, Buchanan called a fair catch, then picked up the short hop. You would think it would be a flag. But, you know, you would think with what we've seen tonight.
Well,
Terriers take over on offense from the 49-yard line.
Spell still quarterbacking.
Well, I don't want to speculate if there's an injury or a disciplinary reason for Isaiah DeCruz, but if Spell's going back out there, you'd have to imagine that DeCruz might not be available for the rest of this game. And up 3 scores and your defense humming. As the ball comes loose, Kalura hops on top of it. But just to finish my point, that this is probably Spell's game to finish.
Get some experience. You can see the timing's a little off. Previous to that, they were sacked for it on a running play. And right there, Kalura had trouble with the exchange. It's different. You get very comfortable with the starter, and then the sub comes in. It does throw your team off.
But I think you made a good point. You get some first-team reps for Spell, and you never know if your number's called. And Spell floats it. It's hauled in. Quartarolo's second catch of the game. He's got a pickup of 10. Set up 3rd and short.
Little slant pattern by Quartarolo. Spell threw it off his back leg. Quartarolo went down to catch the ball.
Let's take another look, and that should be the last play of the third quarter.
Corolla going back to catch the ball around the 39-yard line, right in front of the Clipper defense.
3 quarters in the books. It's been all St. Francis Prep. They lead it 20-0 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
We start the fourth quarter here at Mitchell Field. St. Francis Prep with a 20-0 lead over Xaverian. Behind 2 TD runs by Isaiah DeCruz and then Sebastian Cordarolo hauling in a 45-yard TD pass from DeCruz. The 2-point conversion was good, and that's all the scoring. The rest of the game, some penalties, a lot of false starts, and self-inflicted wounds. And St. Francis Prep back out on offense, 3rd and 1, alongside Jim Pittman. I'm John Perez, and we'll spell with the fake. Felly with the take himself. He gets a first down, and the Terriers keep marching on.
Fake the motion man and go straight ahead with Felly. Terriers running their option.
Felly had some pretty open runs earlier in the half, and
he does a good job of hitting the hole. Single back right now.
Felly darts up. Gets a pickup of a handful, and Terriers to the 30-yard line. And spell so far is, at times we've seen a little shakiness, and that would be expected when you get a second stringer playing with the first team. But other than that, has handled the snaps pretty well and has gotten the handoffs, as we've got a down player for St. Francis Prep. That's George Propanis all the way up the field. And so as Propanis gets looked at, we want all the fans out there to be sure to download the Varsity Media Pass for top 10 plays of the week, game highlights, weekly podcast, and player interviews. All available on varsitymediapass.com. Subscribe today, available on Android and iOS. So good to see Propanis getting up under his own power, walking off. And Propanis, a big part of that offensive line for the Terriers. As he comes off and spell back to the huddle. Kalura wrestled down. It's Chris Duffy. First tackle for a loss for Duffy today. He had the interception before, played well on defense. He's been doing everything he can to keep Xaverian in this contest.
Stepped through the gap. Made a tackle in the backfield. Instead of sliding down the line, he got into the backfield, finding the hole to make the tackle. Stumpy's 5'11", 175-pounder. Where's number 22?
3rd and 11.
Showing blitz right now. Here he comes.
Spelled to the flat, incomplete. Tristan Hillman, the tight end, the intended receiver. And the pass broken up by Chris Manzola.
It's not a bad idea to blitz a backup quarterback. Put a little pressure on him. Take him out of a comfort zone.
And Brian Daly back out to boot it away. As Xaverian gets Max Flores out to return. Daly waits for the A-OK. Low snap. Catches the short hopper. It hits off a Terrier and is downed. Went off the back of Ryan Reed, the senior. As the Clippers take over at the 20-yard line.
Let's see if Benoit opens up the offense for Xaverian. Been playing catch-up all evening. Kenny back in the game, number 42, staying next to Benoit. See the size differential right there.
We'll see how involved they get him. And at least carrying. He's an extra blocker at best. Benoit. Pass deflected. Isaiah DeCruz back out there. Bats it away.
So I guess we'll see spell gain experience on offense while DeCruz stays in the game to play defense.
Well, and DeCruz is so good on both sides of the ball anyway, and you see the athleticism there, batting the ball away. And you know what? If you're Rich Carroll, you're playing with house money, you've got a 3-score lead.
Makes
got a couple of timeouts, yeah.
Couple of tough games coming up. Spell might not see action. Why not give him time now?
Benoit pressured from Daly, floats it, far side, and the pass incomplete.
Way over the head of Spiros Drosos, where's number 3.
And we haven't seen the connection of Benoit to Drosos so far tonight. Thrown over the middle, pass incomplete, nobody home for Xaverian. And looked as if the pass was intended for Aiden Leary. But Leary was 7 yards up the field, and the punting unit back out for the Clippers.
I kind of think it was a botched up screenplay. You overthrew Kenny. Kenny was still in the backfield. Leary, as you said, 7 yards away from where the ball landed. Well, time is becoming a major factor now. 3-score differential. Anticipate Prep keeping the ball on the ground.
Markle didn't handle the snap cleanly, so he has to take it himself. Has a seam, pushes ahead, and he's got a first down.
You think that was a planned fake, John?
He'll say it was. Well, we'll see on the replay. Markle didn't handle it cleanly, and that was the reason that he felt he couldn't punt it away, and he got the first down.
No, just a planned fake. He didn't drop the ball. He caught it and just took off on the left side.
So Benoit with a fresh set of downs. Kenny receives the pitch. Daly the wall. Taken down. Felliam Recupero to help. It's Brian Daly's world.
Mano on mano. Daly against Kenny. Daly winning that battle.
He's been Brian Urlacher out there tonight.
Here he goes coming down the defensive line. It's Kenny at the point of attack, putting the man on the ground.
Well, the one thing that St. Francis Prep does, and we're not seeing it on this side because of where the cameras are, is they put stars on their helmets for big plays, things that happen in practice. And Daly doesn't have a lot of real estate. As Benoit was pressured, fires it away, and the pass incomplete. And the pressure once again mounting for the senior QB of the Clippers.
Jason Osmond red dogging from his cornerback position, forcing Benoit to underthrow the ball.
Let's take another look at that, Jim. The pressure mounting.
Right over the cornerback position. Third and long.
Scuteri in the backfield, whistle, and a timeout taken by Xaverian. Their first of the half. 8:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Xaverian trying to piece a comeback together. They're down by 20 with 8.5 to go. You're watching NYCHSFL presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, St. Francis Prep with a 20-0 lead, and I'm running out of numbers now. I mean, this is the countless third and long for Xaverian.
They've been playing on their back heels. But while being forced to throw, long distance.
We get a whistle, flag.
Offsides. Prep lining up in the neutral zone. Well, third and real long, just third and long now. 3rd and 7 for the Clippers.
Benoit to pass. With some space, Scuteri hauls it in. He's got a first down.
Biggest offensive play of the half for the Clippers. Terriers forgot about Scuteri coming out of the backfield.
Now let's take another look at it. Scuteri, like you said, with some real estate and room to run.
Just lofted the ball over to Scuteri. Good 15-yard gain. Right over Chris Felly, number 33 for St. Francis Prep.
Up the middle, nowhere to go for the Clipper tailback.
Logan Cross got a tackle there for the Terriers.
Second tackle we've seen Cross tonight. Second down and 10. From the 43 into the flat. Scuteri. Goes out of bounds and clock continues to run.
Just trying to mount something offensively. Xaverian. Back to Scuteri on a pass. That time the Terriers are waiting for it. See a blitz coming this time from St. Francis Prep, John. Obvious passing situation.
And this could be the ball game here with 5 minutes remaining. And St. Francis Prep up 3 scores. QB keeper. Benoit is tripped up. And Xaverian has to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and a long 6.
Three receivers near side. Rumberg solo on the near side. Into the flat again. Nowhere to go, Scatiri. It's Brian Recupero. John McLaughlin as well. A whistle, and it's 4th down and a turnover on downs.
7 play that they ran earlier in the drive. A little pass to Scatari out of the backfield. First time it worked for 20 yards. The last 2, it's been 2 yards each. Well, St. Francis Prep will take over.
About 4 minutes to go. And this contest will spell going out there, and you'd have to imagine, Jim Pittman, that just continue to run the ball, wipe the clock away, and pick up win number 2 of the year.
Control the line of scrimmage. You won't have to give the ball back. Don't need any trickery right here. And the ball to Felly. Let him run up the middle.
This time it's Kalura.
Sticking to the option. Fake Felly, then go to Kalura. Again, Spell is still working on his timing here in this option sequence. So just giving a direct hand to Felly. Why not get a little work on the option play? So that time he handed off to the second back.
Well, and that's been their bread and butter this year, too, those options. We've seen a couple of crosses on the options as well, and it's worked efficiently tonight. Second and 9, pitch to Kalura. Gets past Markle. And picks up 5. And 3rd down upcoming for the Terriers. Interesting that Xaverian's not using their timeouts.
Thinking the same thing, John.
They didn't use them in the first half. You were thinking, well, if they could have used a timeout, got a couple of stops, and maybe found the end zone. But that went by the wayside. They used it actually when they were on defense instead.
Which was a strange move because they wouldn't have had enough time to do anything if they did get the ball.
Dionis Best on the sweep. Ball comes loose. Let's see who's got it. Xaverian says they do. And it's a turnover. Thomas Manzi, the junior, with the takeaway. And Xaverian still alive. Let's see this
Here's
again.
the pitch. Best turning the corner, following his blockers, and as he hits the ground, the ball gets loose. Okay, the Clippers with an opportunity to get on the board.
Bumped right into Brandon Gill.
Anthony Kelly, number 66, in for the prep.
So we'll spell. All right, new quarterback, for Xavaria. This is Vincent Robertson, who's taken down.
By Andrew Kelly. He's like a crowd favorite.
This is probably the biggest ovation of the night for Mr. Kelly.
He's a big guy. About 6'3", 240.
Well, this St. Francis bench is going nuts. Under 2 minutes to play. Robertson pitches. Drosos. And Drosos is denied. The combination of Peyton Buchanan and William Hilliard.
Terrier bench really encouraging their teammates on the field. Got some guys in the game, get some minutes now. They're going to do good things. Stavros Panagos, number 29, just checked in for the Terriers.
Robertson back to pass, fires. There's a first down for the Clippers. Aiden Leary pushed out of bounds, and the clock stops with exactly a minute to go.
Barry Smallwood, number 53, in for St. Francis Prep. He's also a junior. Playing linebacker. Liam Looney, number 10's in the game. He's a cornerback for the Terriers.
So Rich Carroll sending in the super subs with 60 seconds to go, trying to maintain the shutout. Robertson collects a low snap. Fires near side off the hands of Leary. Incomplete. Let's take a look ahead on the Varsity Media slate. Next week, Port Washington against Syosset Friday night at 6:30. Then way out there in Suffolk County, Sayville hosting West Hampton. And then back here in the Catholic League, St. Francis Prep under the lights against Moore Catholic. Could perhaps Moore Catholic be in first place after tomorrow's matchup with Holy Trinity carrying a 16-game winning streak. Robertson, pass, almost intercepted. That was Bradley Johnson.
Vincent Johnson is a senior, the lefty quarterback for Xaverian.
Here's Robertson, throwing off the back foot to the end zone, incomplete. Tried to throw the fade route to Leary. And fourth down upcoming for the Clippers.
One more passing attempt by Xaverian. I do think they're going to throw the ball.
You'd have to throw it here. Go for the end zone. This is the game here for the Clippers. Robertson firing. Drosos incomplete. And the Terriers will take over. One more kneel down to secure the W for the Terriers. As the crowd's starting to feel it here at Mitchell Field. So Isaiah DeCruz comes back on for one final kneel down for the Terriers. Well, DeCruz, the big reason for the 3 scores today. 2 rushing touchdowns and a 45-yard TD pass to Sebastian Cordarolo. And a kneel down seals it as the Terriers pick up their second win of the year. They go to 2-4. And Xaverian falls to under 500 to 2-3. As the Terriers shake hands and Jim Pittman, it wasn't the prettiest of victories for St. Francis Prep, but nonetheless, it was a W.
It was a complete victory. Their defense was terrific. Kids are buried in their back end most of the game. Offensively was Isaiah DeCruz show. As you said, 2 running touchdowns and a touchdown pass to Sebastian Cordarolo. Good performance by St. Francis Prep.
So the Terriers Like we mentioned, 2-4 with a big matchup next week against Moore Catholic. That'll be live here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So for our two cameramen, Angelo Cayazzo and Ron Pierre, our executive producer, Brian Butler, and my color analyst extraordinaire, Jim Pittman, this is John Perez saying so long from Mitchell Field. This has been a presentation of the Varsity Media Sports Network.